What if we take an ESP32 and turn it into a professional environmental monitoring system? In this project, we are measuring temperature using a PT100 and MAX31865 module, CO2 using the Sensirion SCD41 sensor, and TVOC using the ENS160 sensor. And we are going to display all three measurements live on this 4.3-inch DWIN HMI display. But this is not just a sensor project. We are going to design the DWIN GUI, configure the VP address, read all three sensors with the ESP32, and then send the sensor data dynamically to the DWIN HMI display. So let's build it. The architecture is actually very simple. The PT100 is connected to the MAX31865 module and communicates with the ESP32 using a SPI communication. The SCD41 and ENS160 sensor share the ESP32 I2C bus, and finally the ESP32 sends all the measurements to the DWIN display through UART communication. So one ESP32 is handling three different sensors and one HMI display. So let's start with the PT100. I am using software SPI. So I have assigned these four GPIO manually. MAX31865 CF pin connected with the ESP32 GPIO5 and MOA5 pin connected with the ESP32 GPIO23 and MIFO pin connected with the GPIO19 of the ESP32 board and FCK pin connected with the GPIO18. This is a 3-wire PT100 sensor, so we will configure the MAX31865 accordingly in the code. And now let's see the SCD41 plus ENS160 wiring diagram. Both the SCD41 and ENS160 are I2C sensors, so they can share the same FDA and FCL lines. The SCD41 uses I2C address 0x62 while the ENS160 uses 0x53. The SCD41 will provide our CO2 measurement and the ENS160 will provide TVOC. Now let's connect the DWIN display. For this project, I am using the ESP32 default UART which is serial. So ESP32 TX pin connected with the DWIN display RX and the RX pin of ESP32 connected with the TX pin of the DWIN display, and ground will be common and give the 5 volt of the DWIN display. We will use the 115200 baud rate for communication. Since we are using the default serial interface for the DWIN, we won't use serial.print for debugging in this application, otherwise those debug messages would also be transmitted to the DWIN. Now let's move to the DWIN side. This is where our project starts looking like a real project. So firstly, we have to open the DWIN software. So I am going to open the DWIN software. If you are not installing a DWIN software, so the link is given to the description. You can watch that video for installing the DWIN software on your machine. So now I will open the DWIN v7.649 software. This is the version of the latest DWIN software. And now click on the new project and choose the resolution for 480 x 272, and now choose the file path. So in the desktop, I will create a new file and give it a name weather monitor and click on the OK button and again click on the OK button. And now go to the welcome screen. And firstly, you need to generate a font. So click on this button. And now let's adjust the font according to your need and then create the font. So now the font has been generated successfully, and now click on the OK button and now cancel this. And then go to the folder that you have created for the project. So I am created on the desktop, and now and where your software is, so go to this and copy this file 0_dwin_sc.hzk file and go to your project folder weather monitor, and then go to the dwin_set folder and paste this file on here. After that, you have to create a GUI. So I am creating this. So copy this GUI file and go to the project file and paste it on here. So the name of this file is 00. So firstly, you have to convert this as an BMP file. Right click on this image, click on the open with, go to the paint and then convert this file as an BMP file. And now save this 0000.bmp and now cancel this and delete this previous file. And now here you can add this picture. Now go to the desktop weather monitor and add this picture on here. And when you see the picture is coming on here, and now what you have to do, again go to the welcome screen and then go to the DWIN IFL generator and now select picture. So select this picture and now generate IFL and give it a name 32.ifl file and save this. And then go to the CFG edit and touch sensitive variable change update, click on the auto, and if you want to change the direction of your display, you can change it, and also you can disable the touch sound, you can enable this, and you have to check the baud rate. So I am using 115200 on the display side, so you have to also configure 115200 baud rate on the ESP32 side also. And now click on the new CFG and give the name of this file T5L CFG.cfg and click on the save button. After that, cancel this and then the configuration part has been done successfully, and then go to the test 4 and click on the data variable display. And now you can create the variable on here and give it a font size. I am giving 25 and then alignment, give it to the center, automatically character space adjustment and give it a VP address. So I am giving a VP address for this 2000 and then go to the float 4 byte, give it a float 4 byte for the temperature because we are sending a float type data. And then again click on this and paste on the CO2 tab, give it a font size 25 and alignment center automatic adjustment into 2 byte is sufficient for this, and the VP address we are giving a 2100 and then copy this also and paste for the TVOC also, and in the TVOC give it a VP address 2200. And now so whenever the ESP32 writes temperature data to 0x2000, the temperature field on the screen updates. The same thing will be happen with the CO2 and the TVOC. These addresses are the connection between our ESP32 code and the DWIN GUI. And now click on the save button and then click on the generate button. And now you have to insert the SD card, and I have inserted the FD card and you have to reset the FD card. So the specific command has been used to reset the FD card. So open the CMD and before reset your FD card, you have to check the file name. So now the FD card is a D drive. So go to the CMD option and paste this command on here and click on the button. Click on the enter button and again click on the enter. And now your SD card has been formatted successfully with the FAT32 format. And then go to the project option, weather monitor and copy the DWIN_fit folder and paste on the D drive of your FD card drive, and now eject your FD card. And now the step is you have to insert your FD card on your display. So as you can see, I have inserted the FD card on here, and now I will power the board, and now you see the GUI upload process has been running, and now it has been done successfully. And now so unplug the power, and now remove the FD card and again power this. So now you can see the GUI has been successfully forged on the DWIN display. So our DWIN interface is now ready. We have three dynamic fields configured for temperature, CO2 and TVOC. Now let's move to the ESP32 file and understand how we are going to collect all these sensor readings and send them to the display. I am not going to explain every single line of code because the complete working code is already available through the link in the description, and I have pinned the link in the comment. Instead, let's understand the important part of the program and how everything works together. First, we are including the libraries required for our three sensors. Wire handles I2C communication, which we will use for both ESP32 and ENS160. The Adafruit MAX31865.h library handles communication with our MAX31865. Then we are using a Sensirion official I2C library for the ESP32, and finally the DFRobot ENS160 library handles our TVOC sensor. Let's start with the PT100. The MAX31865 is connected using software SPI. GPIO5 is our chip select pin. GPIO23 is MOFI, GPIO19 is MIFO, and GPIO18 is our clock. We also define the reference register 430 ohms and the nominal PT100 resistance as 100 ohms. Now let's look at our two I2C sensors, Sensirion I2C SPD4X, SPD41 and DFRobot ENS160. Both sensors are connected to the same FDA and SCL lines. The SPD41 uses its I2C address of 0x62 and the ENS160 is using 0x53. Since they have different addresses, they can communicate on the same I2C bus without any problem. Here we are assigning GPIO21 as FDA and GPIO22 as SCL. For the SPD41, first we initialize the sensor using the I2C bus and its address. Then we start periodic measurement. This means the SPD41 will continuously perform its measurement in the background, and our ESP32 can check when fresh data is available. For the ENS160, we initialize the sensor and put it into standard operating mode. Now both of our I2C sensors are ready. First, we read the PT100 temperature from the MAX31865. The result is stored in floating point variable called temperature. For the SPD41, we first check whether fresh data is available. Once the data is ready, we read the measurement. The SPD41 actually provides CO2 temperature and humidity. For this project, we are using the CO2 value for our DWIN display. And finally, we read the TVOC value from the ENS160. At this point, the ESP32 has all three values. Now we need to send them to the DWIN. This is where the VP address we configured earlier comes into the picture. We send the temperature to VP 2000, CO2 goes to VP 2100 and TVOC goes to the VP 2200. Temperature is sent using our float function, while CO2 and TVOC are sent as integer values. The communication functions are already included in the complete project code, so you don't need to type them manually. So if we look at the complete ESP32 workflow, it's actually a very straightforward. The ESP32 continuously reads the three sensors and update the corresponding fields on the DWIN. Now let's compile the program. So now the compilation has been done successfully and the code is now getting uploaded on the ESP32 board. For now, the uploading process has been successfully done. And now let's power the complete setup. So this is my setup basically. And now as you can see, the temperature value will be shown on here 28, and the CO2 is showing also on here, and the TVOC. Why? Because we are actually doing one mistake. What is the mistake actually? So again we will go to the DGUF software. We will see what mistake we have actually did. Actually we have to again open the DGUF software. We have to open the weather monitor project, and in the temperature data variable, we have to also, in the integer file we have to choose a 3 digits, and the decimal file we have to choose a 2 digit, and in the CO2 value we have to choose a 4 digit, and in the TVOC file we have to also choose a 4 digit. We have missed this part, and then click on the save button, and again click on the generate button, and again we have to insert the SD card. I have inserted the SD card, and open the command prompt, copy this command, and then paste it on the command prompt, and click on the enter, and now the SD card has been formatted successfully. And then go to the project, go to the weather monitor, DWIN_set, and copy this folder to the D drive. And now again we have to insert this SD card, and let's power it. So now the SD card process has been running, and now when it is completed I will show you. So now this process has been completed, and now we have to remove the SD card. So I will remove the SD card, and now again power the board, and here you can see the temperature reading is now shows 28.17, and the CO2 value shows 1096 1128, and the TVOC 15. So now the project has been successfully done. All three values are coming directly from the sensor. And this is where the project becomes interesting. We can take the exact platform and expand it much further. We could add humidity and pressure sensors, add PM2.5, PM10 monitoring, add alarms when CO2 or TVOC crosses a specific limit, add relays and HVAC control, add data logging, or connect the ESP32 to the cloud and monitor everything remotely. The hardware and GUI architecture we have created here gives us a solid foundation for all of that. 3 sensors, 1 ESP32, 1 professional HMI display, and a complete real-time environmental monitoring system. So that's it for this project. We build an ESP32 based environmental monitoring using a PT100 with the MAX 31865, the Sensirion SCD41 for CO2, and the DFRobot ENS160 for TVOC. We designed a clean DWIN interface and connected all 3 measurements to dynamic display fields. The complete working code and project files are available through the link in the description, and I have pinned the link in the comment. If you enjoyed this project, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we are going to take this system much further in the coming videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.